Hello, it's a Thursday and it's 20 to 9. I'm just about to delete the files pertaining to the recently uploaded video, which was yesterday. And the video in question was vlog 403, dated the 15th. So any files to do with the 15th will be deleted, and all the files from yesterday, which was the prompt all the files from yesterday, which was the 16th or 17th, the 19th. So all the files for yesterday, the 19th, will now be transferred across. The weather is 17 degrees, sunny with a gentle breeze. So in a couple of hours, well, when I stop from the edit, I'm going to pop out and go for a drive, find somewhere where I can park, get out and go for a walk and enjoy this lovely weather. Now yesterday, after I put the video live and watched it, I had a couple of toasts with coffee. I think it was jam on toast. I watched the video. I thought I thought it was quite good, even though I say so myself. And after that, I saw the very last episode of Fleabag. By that time, it was getting quite late. It was probably 20 past 10, so I didn't edit or anything else. And I must have fallen asleep. I think there was something on ITV4, like a film or something. I didn't pay much attention to it, and when I woke up it was 5 to 1. So that was the day over. I was planning to have, a couple of hours after the toast, some sandwiches. And it's the second day in a row where I've not had a sandwich for a tea. So to make up for that, this morning, while the files are being transferred, I'm going to work in reverse. I've done this before now, and that is I'm going to start with the tea, then later on the toast, and then later on the breakfast, which will be beans on toast. So I'm looking forward to that, and so that's the plan for today. And I'm going to get cracking on it now. I'm going to delete the files, start transferring the files, and once it's taken 5 or 7 minutes to transfer the first batch of 20, I'll be making the sandwiches. There's nothing on telly, so politically the Tory party are whittling down candidates to the last two. There's 4 at the moment, and they're going to whittle it down to 2 today, which makes sense because then Friday, the last day of the week, they're going to announce the person who's going to lead the country, in fact the Prime Minister. So we'll have a brand new Prime Minister tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be Boris Johnson. He's getting all the votes, but of course we can't predict anything really. So 2 people will whittle down to leave 2, and then the 2 will end up as 1 tomorrow, and we'll have a brand new Prime Minister. So that's the interesting stuff today. But in terms of watching something while I have my sandwiches, it'll have to be YouTube, or I might watch something on iPlayer called Years and Years, which stars Rory Kinnear, son of the late Roy. It's sort of futuristic, apocalyptic. I think there's humour in there as well. I think it may be written by Russell T Davies, the guy who gave rebirth to the Doctor Who franchise in the early noughties. Or was it the late noughties? The noughties. So the next thing to do is to delete files and transfer files. Right, all the files have been transferred. I'm just checking that they're in the right folders, because I've got 4 days worth of edits to do. And the next one is the 16th, which I believe is Sunday. 16th, is that right? Just confirm that. The 16th is a Sunday, right. That's what I'm doing now. Right, that looks good. 16.6, 17.6, 18.6. Change the view. 19.6, 19.6. Right, all done. And so is the breakfast. I've just switched on the telly. I'm going to switch off the laptop, and then I'll have the sandwiches, and I think I'll watch YouTube before attempting Years and Years on iPlayer. I just had a whiff of that coffee, and it transported me to a summer holiday where the smell of coffee in the morning was quite relaxful. plan. No edit after breakfast. A drive to Adur Park. I tried to come here, I don't know if it was the day before last. And the day after I went to the historic health shop. This is the health shop. And I saw this on Google Maps and I thought it was a big park, it might be worth a little walk here, a drive here. So anyway, I attempted to come here a couple of days ago and I couldn't find, I thought it might have been a car park in the park, and there wasn't. It's a pedestrian park, which means you have to park like I just did now on the estate. And so I got out the car, crossed the road, saw this security fence, sort of barrier, and between the houses there's this path to this park. So I've come straight into the park, turn left, and here I am. There's a path, as you saw when you first saw the path in the park. It does go right, so after this I'm going to go to the right, head right and see where it goes. Probably comes out into the road or something, but there might be a little park, I don't know. So really it's just a big green. There's this basketball court, there's an exercise area there, an outdoor gym. Over there because it swings and there's families and children there. But beyond the swings, I'll pick up from where I left off. It is hot. The car said 21 degrees, but it's 17 degrees really, and that's because there is a breeze. When I left the house, it was a gentle breeze. Now it's a moderate breeze, and then in a few hours it's going to be a fresh breeze, which means it will be less tolerable than it is now. Right, having said all that, I'm going to get up because I look ridiculous sitting on the basketball. Right, so I'm going to investigate the rest of the park. Right, I've gone past the swings and I've turned right, and behind me is a path going to the... Sorry, I came down the path and turned left, and behind me is where I would have gone if I turned right. It basically goes to the main road. So now you're going to see what's ahead of me. This is nice. It's a tunnel under the railway tracks. Might have come to a dead end now. This is an estate, so I have to go back. And there are the swings that I mentioned earlier. There's a windmill there in the distance. I wonder if I can get nearer to it. Right, I'm heading back to the entrance that I came through earlier. So that was Adur Park. I believe it's at Stone Cross. Right, the windmill is a 3-minute drive away. So without further ado, let's go there. Well, I've just done a sort of 3-point turn, and it was the same place I went to last time. Because I didn't realise there was a path between these houses. You see that grate on the left, that fence there? That's where the path is. The windmill. It's nice to get close, really close up to one. It did make me wonder if it's the windmill they use in Jonathan Creek, the TV show, but I don't think so. I don't know, maybe, who knows. I doubt it. There's why should it be this particular one in Eastbourne or Stone Cross? I'm heading back again to the crossroads I passed earlier, and I'm going to turn left towards Eastbourne. It's quite a way to this crossroads, so I'll speak to you shortly. Adur Park on the right. Right here last time, but I'm going to go to the same place, but I'm going to carry on. I'm going to take that's the in way. I'm going to go in the out way from last time. Here it is, here, this roundabout. So I'm going to take the second exit. Wondering why I'm doing this. All will be revealed shortly. It's closed. Okay. Right, I've entered the park. There were some swings ahead. Obviously I couldn't film it because of children. And then I turned right. So I'm keeping right and doing the whole park. Shinewater Park it's called. This is a high bench. My feet are dangling. So there's a bridge there, which means I've covered the south of the park. I'm about to go north from the main entrance, that is, and then I will go west, and then I'll go south, and then I'll complete the circumference of the park. And the ducks are approaching me like the alligators in Live and Let Die. Are they going to attack me, do you think? Oh, they're after food. Alright, they know they're not going to get any food, so I better carry on with my walk. So long, chaps. So long, chaps. The battery on my phone died, basically. Or I thought it died. Close enough. It was down to 3% battery, and the brightness just went. So I couldn't tell whether the phone was on or not, and I thought the battery had died. At 3% battery, it's as good as died anyway. So the remainder of that trek through Shinewater Park will continue another time, preferably tomorrow. The battery has just this moment charged to full capacity, and while it was doing that, I have been editing away, and I'm beginning to feel a bit tired. I fancy stopping and just crashing out for a bit. So I'm going to use that as an excuse. I'm going to use that as an excuse. What's the matter with me? I'm going to use that as a reason to have toast and coffee and watch I'll give you the first episode of Years and Years Ago. The race to become Prime Minister is now down to two people. Sajid David. He was first to drop out, and now recently, since then, Michael Gove, he's gone. And so it's between two people now, and that's between Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt. But I think a sense that Jeremy Hunt's going to get it. Boris is a fun character, and for that I think he might lose at the last hurdle. Not that I know anything about politics at all. Yeah, I don't know why I'm mentioning that. It's just a bit of news that cropped up as soon as I turned on the phone. Yes. Oh, when I was transferring the files earlier, I rang my electricity board about the next bill. Now, the bill before that was high because I have mentioned it in the past where I gave the wrong meter readings. Believe it or not, I've got two meter readings for electricity. One is called normal, and one is called low. In other words, normal is daytime use, we use it a lot, normal. And the nighttime use, when you're in bed and you're not using much, that's the low. You have to give a normal and a low reading. And when on the meter it says low and normal, but when I come to give the reading online, say, I have to give day and night, and I couldn't associate all four. Normal, I can associate normal to day and night to low. I got it the other way around, and as a result, my bill went up last month. And now I've had another bill saying it's going to go up again. It's gone up again next month, and he's me expecting an adjustment in my favour. In my favour. And it's not. So I rang them up and I said, look, I had a big bill last month. I then had a letter saying I must have made a mistake and would I take an up-to-date reading, which I did, and I sent it back in the post, which they didn't anyway, which I did. And I was told that they didn't get the up-to-date reading. But since then, I then gave another meter reading because it was that time of the month where I had to do a meter reading, which they did accept. But I didn't get an email confirmation like I did last time, so it's all strange things happening. And basically, because I hadn't been given meter readings until I got the key to the electric cupboard, the estimations were off. So they recalculated from the start of the contract, and it turns out that instead of paying £80 a month, I was paying less. I was paying £80 a month instead of higher than that. So as a result, I'm being charged £360, 130 for the last 130 for the last one, 230 for this one. It's 360. And next month it's going to be at least £26 just for the rental. So she explained that it's just the adjustments of it. So if you, I guess, it made sense, her explanation, but I couldn't work out the numbers in my head. So I said, okay, leave it for now. It's going to fix itself now that I'm giving regular readings, and I'll come to see what the average usage is, and then I can reflect on what's been charged and make sense of it all. So that was this morning. I actually had the email yesterday, but it was cheeky, I had it in the evening. And when I called, it was out of office hours, so I couldn't speak to anyone. So I left, because it's a Gmail email, I can snooze it till you can snooze it, and I did that. I snoozed it to 9 o'clock this morning. That way it disappears out of my inbox. I don't have to see it, I don't have to worry about it, I don't have to think about it until it reappears 9 o'clock this morning, which it did, and that was the time I was moving the files. So I tackled it while the iron was hot. So I kind of understand what's happened. This month has been a shocker of a month. I've been getting, I had to pay the landlord the service fee, I had to pay the water bill this quarter. Oh, is that why? Because it's the start of a quarter. January, February, March, April, May, June, end of the quarter. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the third shocker. Surprise fee. Was there any more? Oh yes, I had a letter from the solicitor, email from the solicitor saying I had to pay a certificate of compliance of about £100. It was 120, but apparently I've got 20. I had £20 in credit at the solicitors, which is cheeky. Had I known there was £20 that was owed to me, I would have asked for it. You know, I could do with having some petrol money or takeout money. So yeah, I had to pay £100 for that. It's just these are sudden costs that are popping up out of nowhere. That was earlier. Right, so I'm going to have a couple of toast and just recharge my batteries. I feel a bit heavy-eyed. So I'll speak to you later, hopefully. Is that how you eat chili con carne? With a spoon? There it is. Years and years. Episode 1. Content is not suitable for audience members under 16. Contains some strong language and some scenes of a sexual nature. Oh, I didn't expect that. Okay, continue. It's a good thing my battery died when it did, actually, because my God, I'm receding. I kind of covered half the park because I went across and then up. Well, I didn't actually do that bit. I was halfway. I was going to get off the bench, go under the tunnel, and then go back that way and then down. So that would have been interesting. Anyway, good thing that the battery died when it did, because I'm tired now. So if you can you imagine if I complete the circuit. Now, why am I hesitating? It's because I had to go back the way I came. I didn't complete the circuit without filming it. I came back the way I came, which in a sense is like completing the circuit in a sense, because if you join up the route, it's like I did the whole circuit because I actually got halfway in a sense. But then again, if I had more film, I would have probably driven somewhere else afterwards. Maybe not straight home to charge the phone. But because I did, I got tired. Sometimes these walks starting to get rather tiring. But I was going to say something in the park. Unfortunately, the battery died, and that was I had this recurring thought. I thought of this thing 3 times when I was there, and it was the Cuckoo Trail. Now I've done the Cuckoo Trail or half of it, and I don't think I've done. I started from the halfway point, which is near Helsham, and then went up. So I haven't done the Helsham bit down, and the Helsham bit down is where it sort of crosses the park that I was in, Shinewater Park. So if you look at the top of the map of the park, it did say Cuckoo Trail. And when I was at the, when I drive down the Lockbridge Drove, when I drive down Lockbridge Drove, which is where the Tesco is and the McDonald's and Argos, and you head northwards to the roundabout. Was roundabout at both ends. About when you head north, you do pass a sign on the left that says Cuckoo Trail, and I don't know if I mentioned it once where I said, "Oh, that'd be interesting to do." So it sort of starts there. Did I do a video? I'm sure I did a video where I did a walk. And it led to the Cuckoo Trail. If you cross over the Lockbridge Drove and the Cuckoo Trails. So anyway, this is that was the 3 thoughts I had. I thought, this looks like the Cuckoo Trail. I said the sense, because where the park comes out onto flats or an estate. I remember walking through an estate as part of the Cuckoo Trail, and I saw it on the map, and then I remembered because Lockbridge Drove signs to Cuckoo Trail, so I kept on having these recurring thoughts. Anyway, I'm going to watch years and years now.